My name is Eric Kimondo. We have a guest, Mr. Felix Nzuki from Otipro Kenya Limited, and he's here together with us to talk about how can MSME be investor ready. Karibu sana sa.
Thank you.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well.
Give us, even before we go far, a small introduction on Otipro Limited.
Yes.
Even before I get to ask you what is this topic of discussion. Tayari tushahang kwa in issues.
Yes.
Karibu.
Great. My name is Felix Nzuki. I'm very happy to be here today to talk to entrepreneurs, career professionals, business community. So Otipro Limited is an organization focusing on supporting the business community become more efficient and even to the level of being more sustainable. So this organization works to align business operations and also help businesses attract potential investors, scale up, manage their businesses more efficiently. So that is what we exist to do. We are working with the business community to bring this kind of change, this the transformation, to make sure businesses are not collapsing. You read in the news this morning that businesses, 34 companies manufacturing, you know, those are livelihoods suffering. When you close one company, those are like a number of dependents, families, employees, even down the chain, a lot of people were depending from that one company. So when you talk about 34 companies, this is massive.
Wow.
This is massive.
Sure.
The impact is really will be felt downstream. It will affect a lot of people. This should not be happening. If the economy can be well managed, this should not be happening.
Yeah.
So the effort we do is try to impact that community. The community we call the business community, to help to improve sustainability. How efficient can they become? So that is what we do.
And in layman terms, it's what I like calling the business hospital.
Yes.
So karibu daktari.
Asante. Tunatibu biashara.
Tunatibu biashara. Businesses are sick.
No, it's happening. It's a lot.
And you have cures. Yeah. Let's start here with MSME. What is it?
MSME. This is now the biggest of the business community. When we look at numbers, 98% are in that category. This bracket we are calling micro enterprises, small enterprises, and medium enterprises. They form 98% of the business community. Now, this is the tricky part. 2% remaining is the large enterprises. The large enterprises are commanding 75% of our GDP.
Wow.
So the biggest of our businesses is the micro, the small, and the medium. They are 98%. But they're only commanding 25% of the GDP. And you know, our GDP as at 2002 was at 13.8 trillion.
Wow.
So when you take 24% on the MSME, we are talking like 4.2 trillion. This is not small.
It's a lot.
Well, when you look at the numbers in terms of employment, the MSME is employing 15 million workers.
Wow.
And you know, the working class, we are around 30 million. Out of a population of 55 million in Kenya, we are saying 30 million are able to work. The rest are either old, the rest are young people. But now the working class, 30 million, 15 million are in that sector of SME. So we are saying this is a massive community. If we can impact this community, then we are talking about real change. So when we say 98%, how many businesses we are talking about? We're talking about 7.4 million businesses. 5 million of that are actually not registered. These are the Mama Boga, these are the Juakali. That is 5 million. So the registered is 1.5 million. MSME. So now when we look at now to understand better what is the categorization? Why do we call you a micro enterprise? How do we classify you as a small enterprise or a medium enterprise? We look at the number of your employees. We also look at your annual turnover, the revenue turnover from your sales. So if you have, let's say, 10 and below, 1 to 10 employees, and your revenue is below $5,000.
Okay.
$5,000 is, with today's exchange rate, should be around 750,000.
Okay.
You've not even done a million per year. So if your team is below 10 people, and your annual turnover is below 750,000, we categorize you as a micro enterprise.
Okay.
This contributes around 11% to the GDP.
Wow.
Now, what we call the nominal GDP. So it's fairly a big community.
Very big.
It's commanding a big scale in terms of employment. So it's a very important segment. So we want to address ourselves to today.
Wow.
The other one is now, after you get the micro, the second level, you have now employees between 10 to 49. If you have employees below 49, and we look at your turnover, your annual turnover is $50,000. Again, with today's exchange rate, we'll place this like 7.5 million. So if you're able to do 7.5 million in 1 year, in terms of sales turnover, your revenue, and your employees are below 49, now we're going to classify you under the category of small enterprise. So the next level is what we call the medium enterprise.
Okay.
So where do we classify this? We put now medium enterprise is an enterprise which is between 49 to 99. So if you're within that range, 50 employees but below 100, and your turnover is $500,000. Again, 75 million Kenya shillings. Going by today's exchange rate. So if you're performing below 75 million and your employees are below 99, you're the person we classify as medium enterprise.
Okay.
So now when you combine this micro, the small, and the medium enterprises, we have what we call now the MSME.
Yeah.
Micro, small, and medium enterprises.
Wow.
Beyond that, you're a large enterprise. You have people beyond 100. Your revenue turnover is beyond 75 million.
Wow.
You're in the class now. You're in the league of large enterprise.
Wow.
So today we want to look at what is those good things happening in the large enterprises. What lessons, what learnings, what practices can we borrow from the large enterprises, and we begin influencing, we begin impacting this lower segment, because now this is the one holding the economy.
Wow.
Because if you can impact the MSME, now you're impacting 15 million people. These are workers.
Wow.
Now, how many dependents? If every worker has more than 2 dependents below them, you're impacting between 30 to 45 million. So we want to focus on the MSME segment to have a sizable impact, even at the economy level.
Wow.
So if we can transform the MSMEs, then there'll be a real impact. So is it something doable? Yes. It is doable, because for you to have existed as a MSME, it means you've done business for 1, 2, or 3 years. It means you have identified a very clear problem, and you have the ability to solve. It means you're providing a solution to a certain community. But now the difference is the scale at which you're providing this solution is too small to bring a huge impact on your bottom line.
Okay.
So yes, you've got it right. You've identified that this is a problem I can solve. Because that is where we start. Are you solving a very specific problem? If the answer is yes, then is this problem affecting the masses? Is this a problem which is affecting the bigger population? So many people. So can we scale up your solution? You know, the good thing is we have a lot of innovators. We have a lot of creativity. So now, once you get a very wonderful solution to that specific problem, and you've tested within a small group of people, we call them the consumers, and it has worked. Now, what limits you from now scaling this up to a bigger population? Wow. So the ability and the extent to which you can scale up will now impact, will now affect whether you're going to pivot from the micro. If you're able to scale up now to a bigger population, you can pivot easily from a micro and change your name to a small enterprise. If you effectively perform at that level of a small enterprise, it means the solution is working. It means the need is there. If the need is global, if the need is common to so many people, then why don't you touch those people with your solution?
Wow.
So what you need is to scale up. It's a good solution. Now you want to scale it further.
Wow.
If you're serving one region, maybe a ward, you need to move to a bigger region, maybe a constituency. Maybe you need to move and serve the county. You need now to move to other counties until your national brand. Wow. It is possible. So we look at that scale. So now the topic of today is one way to scale is you need investment. You need to grow your capital base. You need to increase your resources. So you need support from external. You need financials to come and hold your hand. So the question we're asking today, how can you be investor ready?
Wow.
Because you've done your homework. You've done your groundwork. You've identified the problem. You've identified the solution. You have tested this for 1, 2 years.
2, 3 years.
So now where are we? We are placed now to pivot.
Wow. Amazing. I want to call upon everybody who is listening to grab their pens and pieces of paper because we are going to get into it right here. This is how to grow your business. Tell us, because this is the topic of discussion and we are so much interested in this. From the introduction, the one that you have given us, we have interest. Tell us, how can we be investor ready?
So what is investor readiness? Let's try to define this investor readiness. We call it a process of aligning an organization or a company to be able to attract potential investors. So that process of aligning your business in readiness to attract a potential investor. This can be a commercial bank. This can be venture capital. These are people with their own money. They're interested in investing in your business. So for you to attract potential investors, you have to do something we call investor readiness. This is to say, by the time you're pitching to an investor, by the time an investor is knocking your doors and asking, can we partner into your business, it means they will find you ready. So we need to understand what is it that you need to do internally in your business to be investor ready. So we said the sole purpose for investor readiness is to scale up your business. You have identified your problem and you have a solution and you are solving this very well. So now you want to impact a bigger population. You need to scale up. So you need the funds. So for you to get investor readiness, there are three things which are necessary. You need to align your resources. You need to align your structures. And you need to align your strategies. Three critical things. You need to look into your resources. You need to look at your structures. And you need to look at your business strategies. So the entire discussion for today will revolve around that, so that we can build context. So that we can really begin to understand a few things. Because every business will operate with that within some fundamental principles. And if you get a few of these right, you will not only be investor ready, but also your productivity will begin to move. So it will affect the bottom line, whether you're attracting investment. But if you apply these principles, you're simply going to increase your productivity. And you're going to realize what we call the shareholder value. We've seen in my short time interacting with businesses, we've seen what we call these dysfunctional value chains. Dysfunctional at the level of resources, dysfunctional at the level of structures, and dysfunctional at the level of strategies. This segment we are calling MSME, a lot of them, they're simply existing. They're simply waking up and doing business as usual. So when we say 2% are commanding 75% of the GDP, they're commanding 9.8 trillion. When you look at the other day, the biggest company in Kenya is known, Safaricom. They announced their revenue turnover into the billions, 250 billion. That is a quarter of a trillion. So you just need to bring together a few large organizations, and they're commanding the biggest share, 75%, 9.8 trillion. So we want now to shift, we want to pivot these MSMEs. So what are these basic, what are these fundamental business principles should we start looking at, so that when the money comes, when the money is presented, we are able to attract these potential investors, and they will not run away. So we will define 4 areas. We will define what we call business plan. We will look what is, how does your business plan look like? Is it speaking to your business? If I come as an investor, can I see a sense in your business plan? Because what is the interest of an investor? An investor is interested in 2 things. They want to validate the probability of, number 1, financial success. They want also to validate the probability of social success, financial success, and social success. So if this can be validated, then we are able to invest into your business. So we are talking about now, number 1, business plan. Number 2, we will look at how strong is your management team. Number 3, we will also have a look at how well is your market target defined. How well is your market target defined? Is there a clear market when we start talking about scalability? Is the market very clearly defined? And then lastly, do you have a solid financial plan? If we can validate these 4 areas, then we will say you are investor ready. So it's a journey we're going to take in the next few minutes.
Let's go into it.
And we begin to put it into perspective. So pick a business plan. It's a very common term.
Sure.
every person will say, everyone in business, you need a business plan.
Yeah.
But really, have we discussed what is the context of a business plan? What goes into a business plan? What information are we seeking to draw from a business plan? This is a piece of document, but a lot of information, a lot of things have gone to package this. So if I get this in this document as an investor, I'm going to say, yeah, I have the appetite to partner into your business.
Wow.
Because I can see with clarity where you're going. And because of certain things I can see in your business plan, yeah, I can say whether it is stable, whether there's future or no. And then I'm going to put my resources into your business plan. So when you're doing a business plan, you look into various segments. Of course, number one, in a business plan, you're able to define very clearly your vision statement. What is this that you want to become after so many years at the level of impact? What do you want to become? What is your big dream? That is the vision. A mission, you're going to define your mission statement. What is your purpose of existence? What are those things you exist to do? That is your purpose. Of course, when God created all of us, he gave us a purpose, a mission statement. Wow. So if you are able to draw a mission statement and your dream is clear, then you're becoming what we call self-aware as a business. That's very important. Then again, I want to understand as a business, what are those values you stand for? We call it the core values of a business. A lot of people will see it as a terminology, and we casually talk about values. Values is the foundation of any community. Values is the foundation of any business, because it is the drive by which we are seeking to solve the problem we have seen. So our values need to align with the values of the investor. Certain investors, let me give an example. Certain investor, maybe they're interested in the agricultural sector. They want to enhance agricultural productivity. So they have their values aligned in that sector. So if your business is also valuing that sector, then you can have a conversation. Others are in the medical field. So if your values are around the medicine, then you will go and speak to these specific investors. So not every investor will come to your business. They will look at your values. What do you stand for as a business? So if we are able to align your values, so take time as a business. However small, think about the problem you're solving, and think about your values you stand for. Because someone outside your business, they want to pick those values and see whether they align to their values. That's the power of having a mission, a vision, and a values. So when a business is starting, when a business is young, one thing is clear: the mission. Because the mission is what you're doing. The dream sometimes is not that clear. Sometimes it's vague. Sometimes people don't have a dream, but they just are doing what they know how to do. So now you need, from a mission, you need to build your vision. Wow. And then sit down and think about your values. So you might have existed for 1, 2, or 3 years, and up to now you've never done those 3. Those 3 are requisite in a business plan. We put them on top. So once we are clear on that, we are ready now to move into the second segment, where we are going to look at your internal strengths. Now, internally, you must have heard about this tool called the SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis will look at your strengths, weaknesses. We are interested in to understand your opportunities you see yourself, and also we're interested to know what can threaten your business. So once you map a very extensive SWOT analysis, what gives you an edge as a business? This is where your unique value proposition will come from. You say, because of this one reason, this is my strength. This is why I can be very competitive in the market. This is why I have a chance to scale up. This is why I believe I can impact a bigger scale of the population. It comes from your strengths. So are we aware about your strengths? If yourself, you're aware about your strengths, then you need to document that so that I can read and also be able to pick, okay, the story you're giving about scaling up your product is real because it's powered by your strengths. But again, we need everyone to be aware about their weaknesses, because this is which can bring the downfall of your business. So analyze your weaknesses. And when we come in as investors, we want to hold your hand and say it's no problem to have weaknesses, but there's a way to manage with our support. We are going to partner, ride on your strengths, but also help mitigate your weaknesses. So identify your weaknesses as a business.
Wow.
Maybe one of your weaknesses is capital. You don't have sufficient capital. Maybe one of your weaknesses would be, say, machinery. You need additional machinery to increase your production. Maybe one of your weaknesses would be your personnel. You don't have very highly qualified personnel. So you need, we bring very highly qualified personnel. You need us to come and train your personnel to a very high level so that they can support the bigger scale. So it's good for us to understand your weaknesses. Then again, have you mapped opportunities? This solution which you're having, what other opportunities can you see in that space? If that is very well mapped, again, we are able to align. Finally, what strengths? So that is what we call the SWOT analysis.
Wow. Wow.
If you've done the SWOT analysis, you have done 20% of your business plan. You're doing good. You're doing good. So the next area you want to look at in building your business plan will be what will be the external threats. External threats, you must have had a tool called PESTEL analysis, what we call the external environmental scanning. Now, PESTEL stands for political, environmental, social, technological, legislative. These are threats which are beyond you. But again, as a business, we want to know if these threats, if these risks materialize, how are you prepared to manage them? Number one, are you aware of the risk which surround your business? If your business is in the area of construction, then of course your people are climbing very high heights. There are risk of falling. There are risk of insurance claims. So this can be a threat to your business. If you're doing manufacturing, there are waste you're producing. Again, the community around you might be also an issue. We have seen a lot of communities chasing away businesses, saying you cannot do this kind of business within this place. That is a social problem. Again, we have seen changes in technology, which we call now technological risks. So if your product is one which can be exposed to a technological risk, you're selling certain devices, and technology is changing every day. You're producing phones, you're producing radios, TVs, and tomorrow we'll be using flat screens. Wireless, I passed in town, I saw wireless speakers. I'm like, okay, now we're having wireless big speakers where you don't need cables. So if technology is changing, how are you managing that risk? So we need to look at how have you mapped all the business risks. If you're keeping cows, I mean, what are the risks associated with your product? If you're in the service industry, if you're in the product market manufacturing, what are your external risks, political risks? You know, in political risks, when the political class, if there's a one legislation, like change of taxes, during importation, and your business was around, depending on importation, you've just talked about the cost of our input in terms of manufacturing, cost of electricity, and taxation as having a big impact on our productivity. How is your business managing this? So we'll pick this information from your business plan. It's the power of a business plan.
Wow.
You are able to see the future and see what can happen and what might not happen. If this happens, then how prepared are you? You know, as a business leader, you need to be very strategic. You need to be forward-looking, and you need to understand the platform, the environment in which you operate in, so that you can de-risk the business.
Wow.
That too is music to an investor. To say the extent to which you understand your environment, your business environment.
Wow.
So going to the next level in the business plan, we want to ask, of course, you are not the only person with this solution. There are people, other people keeping cows, like you.
We are still in the business plan.
Yeah. It's a powerful document. You realize a lot of MSMEs, they don't do a business plan because they don't know how powerful is a business plan.
Wow.
You get now where we start losing our readiness for investment.
Yeah.
So our desire is to be able to scale up the business. Our desire is to be able to call in investors, come help us. But do you have the fundamentals? Do you have the basics? So we are saying one of the basics is a business plan.
Business plan.
So what are the components which go into a business plan? Is it something you may want to start thinking about before saying I need to scale up? I need to go 3 times. So now we are moving to, do you understand your competition?
This is wonderful. And we've seen some Kenyan businesses, by the way, before we get back to the business plan where we've left it at, that have been successful in doing this. For example, we saw Naivas have opened their 100 store.
Yes.
And I in the article I was reading, they're aiming for 2 more, so they are flying. What are these secrets that they have, and they are the ones that you're spilling right here? In the business plan, you've talked to us about the vision, the mission, the values, the SWOT analysis, pastel, and now competition. Pick it from there.
Yes. We've said in SWOT analysis, you're able to do a self-reflection to understand what are your strengths and weaknesses, what opportunities and threats are you facing. And in pastel, we talked about risks. What are the risks surrounding your business, and are you able to manage these kind of risks? So again, now we want to ask a very pertinent question. Do you know your competitors? Because of course you have appetite of scaling up your business. But now, have you understood the level of competition? Who are other people doing the same thing that you're doing? Do you care to know about them? Now, the power of knowing your competitor is because now that is where you're going to create what you call your unique differentiation. For you to be differentiated, you need to know what is it that my competitor is not offering to the market, so that I can offer that. So you have to do an analysis. You have to select not less than 15 people in your industry. 15 is a good number. Look at your industry. Who else is doing what you're doing? And now go deep into their business. Understand what is powering them. What are their strengths? You know, we started by doing our internal SWOT analysis. Now do a SWOT analysis of your competitor. Let us know what is their strengths. Let us know what is their weaknesses. If we are able to map their weaknesses, we need to be strong in that area, because this is what is going to differentiate us. And the market will see, oh, you're coming with a small difference. I'm not getting this from the competition. That's why I need to buy from you. So the power of doing an extensive competitive analysis is that you can now make your product in a way, your service and product, in a way that now you're above the competition. So we normally say, if you don't travel, you say that your mother is the best chef in town. Now, once you start moving out, you realize, oh, there are people who can do it better, and we need to pull up our socks. We need to get better stuff. So how well do you understand your competitors? Don't just continue doing business for the sake of doing. You wake up, you do your business, you close the day, and you're not even understanding. Go visit them, buy from them, examine their product, test their service. Well, if it does not give you an emotional connection, become their customer. If you don't feel as a consumer an emotional connection, then that is a problem you're going to solve. There lies an opportunity for your business. So you want your business to be the one which will give a good experience to your customers. So discover what is this that the competition is not offering, so that you can come and measure on that. So I want to see as an investor, have you done your homework in analyzing the competition? Because you're telling me this product, this service is great, it's good, and you want to scale it up. No contention. I want to know who else is providing the same thing you're providing, and what are their strengths. So what is the differentiator? If that can be brought out very clearly, both of us will be very happy. Now I can see if I invest in this, if I can scale up this business, this is what will kind of experience will give our consumers. There will be financial success, there will be social impact. I'm ready to invest. You've done your competition mapping very well. Now we are 60% of our business plan. Now let's go to what we call a market analysis. In market analysis, how big is the market? You know, there's what we call the total available market. The total available market is the general market. If we are taking Kenya as our place of business, and we are in the business of manufacturing shoes. So in Kenya, what is the population? 55 million. So that is market, but it's a general market. Yeah, it's the bigger picture. So people who can wear shoes, 50 million. Okay, that is the total available market. Now, I might not service the entire market. So what percentage of the total market can I service? Now, that one we call the serviceable available market, or the serviceable addressable market, SAM.
Wow.
The first one, TAM, total available market. You need that number. If your market is Africa, we are talking about 2.3 billion. You need that number. How much percent? I need to serve 10 countries in Africa. All right, that is 20% of the TAM. So this is the serviceable MSME. It's a practice, it's a culture. You need to start building. In a small way, start building this concept of knowing your numbers, knowing your space. In the space where you play, what is the market like? We call it market sizing. Market sizing is a very important activity for a business who dreams to scale up one day. A business who dream to attract investors. You must do market sizing. So 80% business plan is taking shape. So let's go to the next one. What are your financial projections? Do you do budgeting? Okay, I'll see. In 1 year, this is the product you're selling. This is the revenue you're getting per month. So how does the next 12 months look like? Okay, analyze, run the numbers. Use what we call profit and loss, the income statement. Start from the revenue. Let me see the cost of goods. Let me see your gross profits. Let me see your operational expenses. Let me see your income, operational income. Let me see your taxes before the earnings before taxes. Let me see your net profit. You have your income statement. Okay, let me see your balance sheet. How does it look from first month to 12 months? Is it 24 months? Is it 36 months? How does your balance sheet in terms of assets, in terms of liabilities, in terms of capital, how does it look like? Can you draw numbers from month 1 to month 12 to month 24?
Wow.
I need to consume that as an investor. Wow. Because it's your business. You understand your space. You understand what can happen and what might not happen. Draw for me those numbers.
Wow.
Below there, indicate the assumptions. Say, if this happens, then I can achieve this. That's the language of a business plan. You've done now the income statement. You've now drafted the balance sheet. I also need to see, how are you forecasting your cash flow statement? How are you managing your cash in and your cash out? Cash in, cash out. Do we have any reserves to address our emergencies? So this will, to me as an investor, I'm going to pick whether your business is healthy or is not healthy. And my appetite to invest in your business will depend on these numbers. So what are we saying? A lot of time, entrepreneurs have left this exercise to accountants who are not carrying their vision.
Yeah.
They are not dreaming the way the entrepreneur dreams. What happens when the entrepreneur is dreaming and they don't have understanding of the numbers? And the accountant does not have understanding of the dream. How are they supposed now to give you a forecast? So lately we are really emphasizing on the extreme need for business leaders and entrepreneurs to understand financial statements, because they're able to combine the dream, the vision, with now the reality. So that now when I'm engaging my accountant, I can direct them in terms of the assumption. I can tell them, I'm sure we are able to conquer this kind of a market size. We are able to grow our share of market to this extent. And because of this and this, we need to grow our numbers in this manner. So we've done our financial forecast. So we have our financial model. So now the business plan is almost complete. The only thing we need to see now is the team. So I had mentioned we are interested in a business plan. You've done very good work in the business plan. We will be interested in understanding the strength of your management.
Wow.
So because of time, we'll move into management.
All right.
So that you can get a benefit out of that.
Yeah.
What are we looking when we are saying we want to test the strength and stability of your management? Of course, we know this is where the rain is beating, MSMEs. Management, you're looking at 4 pillars, 3 pillars.
Okay.
You're looking at leadership, your governing team. You're looking at your operational team, and you're looking at your support. Every organization has these 3 things: governing, operational, support. In support, you'll find people like the procurement, supply chain, logistic department, warehousing. All that is under supply chain. This is support. You'll find finance, the numbers people. They are doing support. You'll find, who else will you find there? If you go to operations, these are the executioners. They are people doing the real construction. They are the people on the ground. They are the people you find on site. How is their management? How is the management of the support people? Are they up to the task? Do they understand the vision of the entrepreneur? When you come to the governing team, where you have the C-suite, you have a kitchen cabinet, you have the people you bring close to help you dream, to help you put the dream into perspective. This is the governing team. These are the senior managers. Again, to what level? What is the quality of these people? What is their qualification? If you're telling me to put money into your business to scale 10 times, do I have a team which can really define the roadmap with clarity? People who can really put controls, people who can oversight to a level whereby we are going to have financial success and social success. How is your senior management? So I will look at that. I will take your the profile of your senior management. I will take the profile of your operational management. I will take the profile of your support team. Very extremely important, all of the teams. If all of them, they are speaking in terms of competence, credibility, then that is music to an investor.
Wow.
You're getting yourself really investor ready if you put people in those positions whose profile can speak competence. So when you're scaling up your business, when you're pivoting to become big, you need to be sure the profile can give a story. So that is the strength of your market management team. So if we have ticked the first box, good business plan, good. We've now analyzed your management team and we are happy. Then we will move to the next one. How well defined is your business, is your market?
Okay.
Your target market. So we will ask, in this particular service, in this particular product, who is the target market? What touch points do you have with your target market? What touch points do you have with your consumer? How do you reach your consumer? Can I see your marketing plan? Can I see your brand plan? Can I feel your branding? Can I feel how you're connecting with your customer? So how well defined is your target market? So the extent with which you have a very clearly defined target market will speak in terms of scalability, will speak about your business model, and we are able to pick information about your readiness to capture the market. That's what we call market capture. So this is where we want to test your readiness to capture the market. So we know the only thing you need is money. If we give you the resources, you're going to get the machinery, but do you have market? I mean, you've seen people believe in their product very well, very strongly. So they ask for support to scale up because they believe in the product. But now they're not able to move the product to the market. So you produce for the warehouse. Again, an investor will not want to get into that kind of space where you're going now to produce. And that is something which only you believe in so much. So have you tested the market? Have you tested the fluidity of that market? So is your product something which is going to move? So the definition of your target market is something I want to be careful as an investor. How well have you defined? You will sit me down, you will explain, these are the requirements of the market, this is the appetite of the market, this is the behavior patterns of the market. Have you given a persona to your market? Again, what is your go-to-market strategy? All those will happen within the environment of defining your target market. Do you have a go-to-market strategy? So if I give you the money, you have the product, okay. Now push it to the market. Because this is where sales happen. You know, we talked about sales revenue. Push the product to the market. So we don't want to produce and then you cannot sell. You will have really made a lie to us. So the strength of your market. So the final one, we really talked about, do you have a solid financial plan? You may want to look at 5 years from now when you're doing a financial plan. You may want to look 7 years from now, and you ask yourself very critical questions. How are my assets going to evolve? How are my liabilities going to evolve? What are the targets in terms of ratios do I want to achieve? What are the thresholds of the acceptable ratios? You know, again, you don't want to have more liabilities than your assets. You need a ratio above 1, 1.5. It means if you have more assets and less liabilities, you are a very healthy business. So how solid is your plan? Of course, at the starting point, everyone has more liabilities than their assets. And that's why, of course, they want to borrow, which is okay. But we want to see within the space of time, how do you want to progress into improving from 0.7 to 1.5 to 2? Now, those ratios is what we look at as an investor. In terms of your profit, I want to look at your gross profit margins and be able to conceptualize how well are you managing your supply chain. If you have very low gross profit, how do you forecast this to improve within the space of time? Then it means there are certain controls you're going to put in place, and I will be happy to know those controls. Again, I want to look at your operational income. Those ratios will determine whether how well are you going to manage what we call your overheads, your administrative costs. If you are well in control, then I will be able to pick that as an investor. And again, about now your taxations, how are you optimizing that level? So if you're able to put that story in terms of a solid financial forecast, then you will be investor ready.
Wow.
I know we were to finish with due diligence. Due diligence.
We have 4 minutes.
Now, what is due diligence? Due diligence is that one day you wake up and you realize you are investor ready.
Okay.
And you say, now I need to go and pitch to investors. I need to go and tell them that I've put things in place, that I have a business plan, that I have a management team, that I have a clear market target. I want to give this story to investors. So you prepare a pitch and you go and stand before an investor and give your story, the story of your product, how good it is and how passionate you want to scale it up so that you can impact more people, so that you can impact our economy. Very good thing. So what the investor will do, they will occasion what we call due diligence. Due diligence is that good story that you've given us. We want to come to your business and try to validate those things you've said. So we will carry out a due diligence. And that due diligence is a very rigorous exercise in that we'll do what we call a random sampling. For now, we have talked to you. No, now we want to come to talk to your accountant. We want to come and talk to your project manager. We want to come to talk to your general manager. Do they carry the same vision? Do they understand those things you're claiming to have? We'll come and do due diligence. It's like an audit. It's like an investigation. It's a mission to find out the facts. So you don't want to create a very good story which cannot stand the test of validation. You want to be true, that the story you're giving in your pitch deck is the same story I will discover when I come to do an audit, a random sampling, when I come physically into your business and spend 1 month there. I will feel, when I go out to the customer, I will feel from the consumers the thing you're telling me. So when you're investor ready and you pass the due diligence, anyone is so happy to put money into your business.
Wow.
And experience that financial growth together with you, experience that social impact together with you. So are you willing to get investor ready? It's a journey. It's a process.
Wow. Talk to us again about OtiPro, giving us your phone number.
Thank you so much. I've enjoyed the show. We said as OtiPro, we have seen a need in that space of entrepreneurship where MSMEs, the micro, the small, and the medium, they are struggling to really put together these things we're talking about, which are really fundamental for the success of the business. So we've put together a team of people. We call it the virtual C-suite, a team of senior managers with between 15 to 20 years of experience in the industry to come and walk the journey with you. To come and walk the process with you to help you put together these things and make you investor ready, be able to pivot your business and attract those potential investors, be able to even have bigger impact to your own share value and also to the society. So this is what we do. Wow. If you want to talk to us, you can reach me through 0720 327978.
Again.
That is my WhatsApp number. You can reach me through 0720 327978. And we are going to discuss how we can come into your organization. Where can we start, whether it is by training your people, setting processes, setting up systems, redefining your strategic plans, building a business plan. We are ready to walk the journey with you.
Wow. If your business or organization is failing, call the business doctors. Thank you so much for tuning in to PrayerCaveTV, the Uchao Don't Break Show. Our special appreciation goes to the Almighty God, our Father. We say all the glory and all the honor back to His holy name, that He has deposited these wisdoms and knowledge in vessels that outpouring it unto our lives. Tunashukuru na tunasema, tunaambia Mungu ni asanti.